it's the Mad Queen. Welcome to the Queen's Lair. If you don't know, a little fun fact, I do like to call all of my spaces, like my guilds, my clubs, my Discord, and these channels, the Queen's Lair, because that's where we all hang out and learn from each other. I thought it was about time I went ahead and made a preview video for the channel. This is going to be content specifically based on Eternal Evolution, and I want to be able to share a little bit about myself so you guys can get to know me beyond me playing this game. The things that you're going to be able to find on my channel, or more specifically, the kind of content that you're going to be able to find here. I have a very detailed beginner's guide, which is solely only based for beginners. I've actually just made a free-to-play account today on an NA server. I believe it's NA 62. I can learn what it's like for beginners now compared to when I started, and I can also build an actual free-to-play account. That way I can recommend gameplay and make guides for people that don't or can't spend money in the game. A lot of people do like to look at free-to-play as not necessarily, I can't afford it, but more so as a challenge. What can I do without spending money? And that is a fun way to play the game as well. I'm just super impatient, so that's why I typically do spend money on the games. You're going to be able to also find a free-to-play friendly playlist. It depends on when you're watching this as well. And a general guides area playlist as well. That's going to be based on more of the later in-game content within Eternal Evolution for sort of average players, but also people that spend money. I can't stress enough to you that the information you're going to find in my beginner's guide compared to my general guides, it's going to be huge. You can't give the same information to beginners or mid-game players as you would in-game and late-game players. It doesn't work the same thing. You can't just take one piece of advice and make it universal to everyone. It doesn't work like that. Also, the types of content specifically you'll be able to find are going to be covering the guild, heroes, who you should build out, how you should build them, different building options, and also depending on where you're at in the game, when you should build them. Should you prioritize that hero? I'm going to also go over the shop, your purchases, what you should be buying, when you shouldn't be buying. Those are also going to be very dependable on where you are in the game. Prototypes, commanders. I'll also be making perimeter guides in the DC Caves, Terror Domes, Sansara Marsh, Arena strategies and teams, Soul Mine, the Ancient Altar, and for both of the events, Rise of Heroes and Twilight Lands. The only difference is, for my beginners playlist, you're not going to find me going over stage 15 on the DC Caves, Terror Dome, or Sansara Marsh, because that's not going to be helpful for you guys. So instead, whenever I make guides for beginners here, you're going to see me making guides from very early on, from level 1 up until level 12, because level 12 is whenever you're going to start to make that transition from being more in the beginning, mid-game stages to going into the later or in-game stages. I want to be able to show you heroes that you can level up and use not just in the beginning, but also in the end and late game as well. I want you to be able to get the most out of your resources. I will also be covering all of those things as well for free-to-play players, specifically on my free-to-play playlist, and for the general player, which is going to be aimed more for average players in the later or in-game stages. Make sure that whatever content you're watching is specific to you. So if you're a beginner and you're watching one of my general guides, that information is not going to be that beneficial for you. Of course, it's going to give you a good idea as to what you can look for in the future to come, but it's not going to really help you in the moment. Make sure that you are specifically trying to watch content from the playlists that are more geared to where you are in the game overall. I also have an All About Heroes playlist. Over time, I will be adding every single hero within the game in there. That way you can get an overview of each and every hero and when you should be using them, how to build them, where to use them, and all that good stuff. I As far as a little bit about myself, I am 27 years old and from the beautiful state of Indiana. If you love corn and if you love driving down the road and seeing nothing but corn for miles and miles and miles, this is the place to be. I literally went to school in a cornfield, so if that says anything. I also am married. I've been married for almost 2 years now. Our anniversary is actually on the 15th of January. So depending on obviously when you're watching this, for me, that's actually in 15 days, our 2 year. We've been together for, I think, like 6 years. I'm not sure. My husband is much older than me. I do like to put that out there because for some reason that is a big deal for some people. My husband is 45, I'm thinking. I don't know. He gets older all the time, so sometimes I forget, but I'm pretty sure he's 45 and I'm 27, so we have an 18-year age gap. I met him at a job I did because he was actually my team leader, and together we have a little doggy named Radar. He is a corgi. Love him so much. I'm surprised he didn't come running whenever I said his name because he literally is the center of everything in our house. I also really love music. I play the saxophone, the piano. I can play the French horn. I can play the flute. I am thinking about getting a violin to try to play that. I absolutely love music. And on the other side of that, I love playing games. I've been playing games for a very, very long time, especially within this genre. I first started playing gacha games when I was in high school. So if I'm 27 now, that gives you a little bit of an idea. It's been a really long time. And I think I was in like the 10th grade. And the first game I played was Clash of Clans. I played Clash of Clans, Clash Royale. I played Raid Shadow Legends for way too long, Awaken Chaos Era, Dislight, Eternal Evolution, and there's a bunch of other games as well that I played in and out for maybe like 3 to 6 months that I ended up not really liking that much. So I have played these for a long time. Myself personally, I have pretty severe ADHD. If you don't know that, I do talk about it a little bit sometimes in my streams or in videos randomly. I so I can be a bit of a rambler sometimes, and I apologize. I try to, at least in the editing process of videos, make things come together a little bit better so that they make sense to you guys and I'm not just like all over the place with what I'm saying. But with that and having ADHD, I actually have quite a hard time learning games, and I did for a really long time, which is why I've actually chosen to stick with this genre for so long. Because not only is this a gacha game, because gacha games cover a lot of different types of games within that category. I've chosen RPG type games where they're turn-based or idle, and you collect heroes, you build them up, you fight in dungeons, you can fight in PvP, you recruit, all that kind of stuff. It took me a long time, and it's not fun to play games if you don't understand what you're doing, at least for me personally. So I want to be able to learn as much about this game as possible for people at all levels of the game and break it down in the easiest ways I can and give you guys that information so that you can enjoy this game too. Luckily, Eternal Evolution is an easier game within the RPGs, so if this is one of your first games in this genre, as far as RPGs go, you've definitely came to the right game as your first choice. It's very friendly for basically everyone. As far as creating content, I have not been creating content for very long. I am still fairly new. And I started originally with Awaken Chaos Era. I still do make content for that game. I went to Dislight, and now I've come to Eternal Evolution. I absolutely love, love, love this game. I started my content creation journey, as I guess you could say, on Twitch, actually. And for a long time, people would ask, hey, are you going to make content on YouTube? Are you going to make videos? It could help you on your Twitch channel, this and that. And I was like, nah, YouTube's not for me. I'll probably never make a YouTube video. No thanks. And then, of course, now I solely really make YouTube videos and I don't stream that often. I probably only stream 2 or 3 times a month on Twitch. I know I probably should do more, but I love to make YouTube videos, so that's what I try to choose to do the most of overall. I'm really excited to be able to grow with you guys and share information as we continue to go throughout this game. I love this game. Hopefully in 5 years, it's still a really good game and I'm still here playing it with you guys. So that's something really to look forward to. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. I hope you guys really enjoy my content. If you guys have any suggestions, definitely leave a comment in any of my videos or on this video. The whole purpose of me making content is to help people. I love to help people, and if I'm not doing that, then I'm not doing what I want to do. So make sure to let me know anything. I am an open book. You're not going to hurt my feelings either. If you disagree with me on something, that's okay. So I'm a big girl. If you have contradicting statements or opinions to whatever I make, let me know. Let me know why. I want to know why it's different for you, why you have a different opinion. Maybe you could change my mind. I don't know everything about the game. I will never claim to know everything about the game. And that's the great thing about this. It's always changing. New things are always being added. And it gives us more opportunities to learn even more and have even more fun. So thanks for coming by to the Queen's Lair. I'm really glad to have you potentially as a member of my community. You're welcome to join my Discord as well. It is not the biggest Discord community for sure, but it's a really good place for us to communicate. You can talk with me directly. You can also join in some of my guilds or clubs, and we can have conversations about random stuff. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even have to be with the game or about the game. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to go on this journey with you guys. This video was brought to you in collaboration with Eternal Evolution. Download the game for free now in the iOS or Google Play Store. You can also use my personal game download code in the video description to show some support. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.